Yo, how is it going? How are we doing, folks? Reforge number one. Right. Band of bags. Band of bags. How we all doing, folks? How's it all going? How are we doing? Always an excuse? No. I do have a stalker on Twitter, though, which is a bit weird. Why are we talking about feet in the chat? You guys do know that Yuno's feet got 5.8 million views. 5.8 million views just to see Yuno's feet. You guys are weird. That's all I'm saying. I get different fetishes and stuff, but you guys and your feet pics, you guys are weird, man. Hey, Bullets, I'm doing good, thanks. How are you? How are you doing? Yeah, it seems OBS resized a bunch of stuff. I don't like what it's done, because it's changed a few things, and, well, like I said, I don't like it. But I can't really do anything this late in the day because I didn't know about it. In fairness, my son did warn me about it, so it's not like I didn't have prior notice. He did say the latest update screws your whole stuff up. But me being me, thought I was immune to these things, and it turns out I wasn't. So, there's that. And my mum's doing amazing, man. She's doing so much better. So much life brought back into her. She saw me shaved and was happy, so that's good. The only one that apparently was happy. Minnie's still unwell. But other than that, everything's good. How did I out myself? Who the hell is that? I don't know. I just saw it on YouTube Shorts as the thumbnail. And then I saw you guys talking about feet, and I put two and two together. Don't even try and boomerang this shit at me. But man, I seem to have a stalker on X. I look younger, clean shaven. Mate, it's funny because when Luna saw me for the first when I was clean after I shaved, she looked at me like this, and her head just went, right? Who's that? And then she came close to me and realized who I was. That guy can't leave me alone, man. And I think it's getting to him that I'm ignoring him. Oh no, I made a mistake. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So, Leaker's back again, talking about whatever he does, you know, the usual stuff that Leaker does. I'm sorry if the dog is barking in the background. I can't really do anything about that. She's been a little weird as of late in that regard, but hopefully you guys won't mind. But Leaker is back, and I just said, you know, Leaker's back again. I mean, it's not like we've all haven't said that exclusives are, you know, there's slim to no chance of exclusives coming back. We've been saying this for weeks now. And of course, I've been ignoring King Fresh for quite some time now, as I was talking to Steve in Discord about that. And he's been constantly telling me to block him. But I find it amusing. My guy is getting so triggered now. Like, it first started off with quick swipes. Now my guy is just literally every post I make. This is getting weird, man. This is getting weird. That guy just won't leave me alone. He is so into me, and I'm just not that way inclined. I got nothing. I got nothing against gay people, but you know, I'm I'm into women. So, you know, I get I get that he wants to, you know, make some advances onto me. I'm just not that way inclined, man. But this guy, the more I ignore him, the more flustered he's getting, and the more funnier it's getting. uh, uh, you're not missing anything, gaming. You're not missing anything. He's just an idiot. You cannot deny anything. But man, this guy, like 90% of all my posts, he's there. Like, at some point, you gotta get the hint when someone is ignoring you, replying to others around you, but not you. You gotta get the hint. But this guy thinks I'm playing hard to get. It's just weird. You can't be this desperate for my... I mean, he's so desperate for my acknowledgement. He wants me to acknowledge him. Like I'm some kind of pariah to him. It's so weird. You can't be this sad. And now he's trying to get personal because I'm not responding to him. So he's trying to make that as a way to try and provoke me to... But he's trying to make it personal now, right? He's making personal attacks now, trying to provoke me. You've got to be some next level desperate stupid for that, man. Multitasking here, Liverpool on my PC, Redman TV on my iPad, and watching the stream on my phone. I appreciate it, Ghosty. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with him. How long have I been saying that, you know, the chances of exclusives coming back are slim to none? How many weeks have I been saying this? Despite how I feel about it. But apparently, I never said no such thing. He's pretty smart at being stupid. I know, PS5 blows. I know. So what I will do is continue to make fun of him at the start of my streams until he stops. Because, you know. Can you guys hear Luna? I'll just continue to make fun of him. Because, this level of stupid is real bad. Try to fight the Wither on Java. Ah, I see. You know that kind of growling she does? It's not really growling. I don't know what it means. Or what she's actually... Is that frustration? Is it her just having fun? I don't know what it is, but... It looks like she's having fun with my son. While she's trying to bite his toes and everything. And he's not letting her and she's getting frustrated. If only you guys could hear what I'm hearing. You can't beat them, man. You can't beat them at stupidity. It's it is a plague. So what is that sound she's making? What is that sound that she's making? That kind of... It's not a growling sound. I don't really know what it means. The barking one I get, but it's the kind of... Not growl, but growl. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so... If you look through my timeline, like 90% of everything I post, he's there, man. They do that when they do zoomies. Yeah, that's what, my son does zoomies with her as well. I don't know if it's the same thing as where friends are just running around and letting her run after him, but hey, shut up, Steve. Yeah, it's a kind of like a playful bark, but it's more like a growling bark. I don't really know how else to really describe it, but you know, when I looked online, it said she's just having fun. It's her way of expressing she's having fun, but I don't know. Yeah, this guy just won't leave me alone. He's everywhere. Everywhere I post. It's kind of creepy. It is very creepy. Yeah, it's a playing sound. That's what I thought. And that's what AI said. Look. Hey, Yuki.
Yeah.
Am I bald?
Yeah.
Shut up. Go away. He said no. Clearly. Nah, she's been unwell for the past day or so. She was throwing up, had the runs and whatnot. But that cleared up after like 24 hours. No, she doesn't touch my cables. Mate, if you see what I've done over here, I've literally barricaded everything off. I've got like a fence going around, like the inside of my desk covering my PC. It goes all the way around my TV. She ain't touching shit. That stuff is just staying there. Worry about King Fresh? Nah, there's no reason to worry about King Trash. I'm literally just having fun with him at the moment. He's actually now escalated to personal attacks. And it's getting funnier as it goes on. Hey. What do you mean he said I'm bold? Now that's going too personal. Let's not do that now, right? Let's not do that. I'm not bold. There's no reason to get nasty about this. We agree with this, right? Good. But yeah. Let's see what will happen by Thursday if he'll start again. I think I posted like what, 7, 8 times today, and he's replied in 6 of them. What did I say? I just said that Sneaker is back again, and look at him. Shut the fuck up, you're a liar. All of this. I mean, the guy is literally... Alright, look. My face is bald, and that's how it's supposed to be after you've shaved. But, you know what? I appreciate you, Devin. You didn't say that I don't have any hair on my head, so I appreciate you. Bullets, shut up. I will have none of that now. But yeah, that guy has been literally off. Like, I swear he's just stalking me at the moment. Do you remember, Red Dragon? So Red Dragon posted his setup on social media, and while he posted his setup while he was in bed, he had 3 monitors around him, all with different social medias where he was posting and trolling. I really think he's got some kind of alert set up like that for me.
21 months of membership, Baldy.
Do you know what? I appreciate the membership, and you suck. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. You shaved your beard off after 5 years? I have no bald spot, Chris. What are you doing? You're supposed to be on my side. But no, thank you very much for that 21 months of membership, Bullets. I appreciate you. On the Remain Legend tier as well. Thanks so much, dude. Look, I got hair all over. It's fine. There's nothing wrong. Yeah, I think he's actually done that, Woodpit. There's no way that every time I post, he turns round and is there to reply within like a couple of minutes. It's creepy, man.
Dad.
Yo.
I put Luna on that paper and yes, she keeps opening the gate and goes up.
Luna has figured out how to open the pet gate that we've got. She's figured out that if she puts her nose through and pushes in enough, it will just pop out. And so she does that and then legs it upstairs. And then goes straight for my son's cables. As long as it's not my cables, right? I guess Minnie won't really be able to play games if that happens. But, oh well. Chaos, you can protest high Game Pass prices and shave every day until... If I shave every day, Steve, there's going to be no one left watching me. Yeah. See, Steve, you missed the part where I said I think he might have a sexual infatuation with me. Doing that will only give him the acknowledgement that he needs, and he might start doing the same back. I'm not that way inclined, and I don't want to give him any signals that I am, even though it looks like he really does have, you know, some form of, I don't know, for me. It's weird. But the best part is he claims he's not a fanboy. So, you know, like when you was in school, when you was young and you saw that girl and you liked her, and as a kid you'd kind of act mean to kind of show that you liked him? Well, if he's not a PlayStation fanboy like he says he is, and he's actually coming at me this aggressively, you know, constantly, I mean, I'm flattered, don't get me wrong, but it's weird. And I've made it clear I'm not interested, and I ignored him for weeks now, or maybe over a month now. He's not getting the picture. I don't really know how else to tell him to go away. Yeah, I know, right, Woodpit? She figured out how to go up there. So now, every time, if we don't hear her, She's normally trying to open the gate. She opens the gate, and then all we hear is the tiny footsteps running upstairs. And she is fast! Jesus, she is fast. I have a question. Xbox are going to start putting games on PlayStation. Could they cancel games like Fable and Forza going there? Nah, Fable's already done, and Forza, if they decide to go exclusive, full exclusive, they could do Forza, but Fable's done. I mean, it's not done really. They could easily cancel it if they wanted to. They're one of the richest companies in the world. They could burn money away, but I don't see them doing that. And I honestly don't see Asher Sharma doing it either. I thought I had the wrong channel when I first saw you. Yeah. Yeah, you should have seen these guys when I first tuned in and when it was even, you know, at least now you can see some hair. When I first tuned in, there was no hair. It looked weird. Even I thought it looked weird. And if I think it looks weird, these guys didn't even recognize me. But hey, that stream was sponsored by Nvidia, showcasing the true effects of DLSS 5. Hey, Rabbi, how's it going? Hey, I don't want to be his man crush, Sanchez. He can take it and go away. Exactly, Sinceres. You get it. You get it. At least Chili is excited for Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Man, that guy loves Dragon Ball. Ella, he can stay away from my booty. Shut up. You need a shave? No, I'm good. I don't need any shave on my beard. I shave it during spring, and that's it. How you doing, Rabbi? But anyway, enough of mocking King Fresh, although I could probably go all day doing it because it's fun and it's content. It literally just gives me content. Man, I could make videos on this shit. I'm not, but I could. I'm doing good, Rabbi. I am doing good. I've been given a game. Let me see if I can actually talk about it. I just need to check the TOCs to see if I'm allowed. Alright, that's not for me. No. Maybe it's the wrong email. No. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I just need to... no, not there. Alright, so I can talk about parts of it. I can even show it to you guys a little bit, or a trailer for it. It's called Ground Zero. And it kind of looks alright. I played a little bit of it today. Not sure I can really say much yet. But I'm going to have an opinion on it soon. Let me show you the game. It isn't like a PS1 style looking game. You know, one of those ones where they kind of... It's really weird that they've gone back to that era of kind of gaming. Let me show it to you. Let me... Okay. We sorted audio out. Because audio is important. Share this tab. So this is the game. It's a Ground Zero official release date reveal gameplay trailer. Comes out tomorrow.
Tang Soyeon.
Confirm your mission objectives for the board.
At 7:52 a.m. on July 26th.
Not
A
pixelated.
meteor with unusual signatures.
It's more like PS1 graphics.
Are reported around the country. Air quality is low and considered inhospitable. Lethal arms will be provided in case of hostile encounters.
Hostile encounters?
Objective
It
one
reminded
is to
me of
travel
the
to
old
Busan and
Resident
retrieve
Evils.
data on the atmospheric conditions
Or
during
Dino Crisis. So it looked kind of cool. Interesting.
Objective 2 is to travel to Daejeon.
So I'll
and
have more on
investigate
this
the
game
impact site.
soon. The official release date is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Objective 3 is to clear out the radiation and other contaminants and
But
coordinate
yeah.
appropriate evac.
A lot of companies are still going after this spec of graphics. I'm not sure what really spurred them to get back into this kind of era of graphical fidelity, but it looks good. Hey, Bruno, come on, man. What's going on? Hey, Infinite. There's a demo of it on Steam right now. You should check it out. So yeah, it looks kind of cool. I like it. It interested me, so I thought I'd check it out. But yeah, Hades 2 is releasing on Ultimate and Premium. And pretty much on everything. You've got Replaced, that is only available on PC and Xbox. And you've got Thermatorge, which I want to say I know about, but I don't. I know of the name, but that's about it. You need to play Crimson Desert. I'm going to skip Crimson. It's not my type of game. But if you're enjoying it, Rebby, that is all you need. No 240p machine. The new pirate game looks cool. Something Rose. You'll have to give me more of a name on that. £12,000 for 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate. What? It does have old Resident Evil and Silent Hill vibe. Yeah, exactly, Woodpit. And that's what kind of drew me in. And so I asked... It's really weird. I mean, Jez was just talking about this the other day on social media, how content creators are requesting Xbox codes and can't get them. I actually requested an Xbox code and they had none. I think they had like 10 codes for Xbox and they all went. They got plenty of Steam and PlayStation, but it doesn't look like Xbox gives them, or whatever's going on, allows them to have any codes whatsoever. It's so hard to get an Xbox code. It's so hard. So I had to, in the end, opt for the PC. In case I want to play it on the, on the handheld. I can do that with the Portal, but I can install this natively, and native wins over everything else. And it's not like this game is going to be, demanding or anything. Alright, so this is Wind Rose. Let's have a look. Oh, what did you think of Replaced? Man, I've got so many games to play, I don't think I'm even going to get through half the games I want to play this year. I've got games from like 3 years ago that I'm still trying to play. And it's not even that I don't have the time. I have the time. I'm just too busy watching TV, TV series at the moment. I'm in that funk. Yes, early access. No, I'm not looking to get demonetized straight away in this stream. That's alright. Looks alright though. You can board other ships, there's zombies. So wait, does this make Black Flag look rubbish? Hey look. I play games on normal or casual. I ain't even ashamed to say it. What do you mean part-time gamer? Do you know how good Stargate was? I couldn't stop watching until I got to Stargate Universe. That's some piece of trash. And then, when it finally started getting okay and actually interesting, they decided to cancel Season 3. Like, what the hell? Why you gotta do that? And I'm still disappointed that Rush didn't die. I will be, though I'm not sure if I'm going to stream it at 6 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to start early for it. So it might just be something we watch during the stream later on in the evening. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Well, they kind of was going to do a Season 3, right? And then when they didn't, the Season 3 got cancelled, they were going to make a movie to finish it off, tie up all the loose ends and call it a day. But at that time, MGM got sold, from what I've read. They went into whatever, and they sold to Amazon. And during that sale period, things just went for 2-3 years. Everything went into limbo, and so they couldn't do it, which is a little disappointing. I did find it weird that I'm not sure if you've watched it, Varro. That guy played like 9 different roles in all of the Stargates. They used that same guy for everything. They used him as a Jafar, they used him as everything, man. Every alien race almost had him. I didn't even notice it until I saw it online. It's funny. I didn't mind it towards the end, Bullets. It kind of started to get interesting. Rush, I mean, they should have killed off Rush long ago. I'm not sure why they didn't just put him into the airlock and fly him out. Because that guy deserved it more than anyone. But for crying out loud, you can't leave a Stargate series in the limbo like that. It deserves at least something to finish it off. Crimson Desert is supposedly adding difficulty settings. I don't like it. Doesn't it have any difficulty settings now? So it's basically just one difficulty. You can get overpowered and one-shot everything. Correct? Or does the game increase in difficulty with you? Man, apparently Atlantis was supposed to have another movie as well. That got canned. There was supposed to be 2 more SG-1 movies as well, but they got canned as well. Yeah. It's a single player game, right? It's not multiplayer, so I don't really see what the problem is. Unless you guys care for achievements. Let's have a look at this Formaturge game. I don't know what it is. Let's share this tab.
Look at yourself. What happened?
You say you're a wizard from an imaginary country that no one has seen on a map in over 100 years. Forgive my amusement. I haven't had my first coffee yet.
Shit! Who turns down coffee? What kind of a man are you?
I turned down coffee. What are you trying to say? I feel judged. I feel attacked.
Professionally touch things.
No. Atlantis was supposed to have a movie.
What did you say?
SG-1 was supposed to have another 2 movies.
Whose soul are you summoning tonight, dear madame?
I only know which one I'd prefer to banish. Shoot.
What the fuck? Who brought a demon into my joint? Although, hang on now.
What the hell is this game? Is this like Disco Elysium?
Is that jealousy I hear? Stand here, right now!
That was
Bullets fly
10
every
base.
which way here. Was someone killed? Probably. But that's not very unusual.
Come on. Those 2 brain cells you still have will appreciate a break from booze and trouble.
Just don't embarrass us thaumaturges.
This could actually be pretty
You
decent.
should know best of all that anything worth the effort has its price.
Now our journey is really beginning. Just remember, there's no turning back.
You know, I wrote this game off, but it actually looks alright. It actually looks alright. Hey Vito, what they need to do is make a movie with the SG-1 crew and Atlantis crew combined. I did like how in SGU they did bring back the original cast, even if it was for an episode here and the episode there. I just didn't like the way they used the guy that played the bounty hunter. Way too much. When you binge watch it, it's just too much. Anyway, moving on with the story. Chaos can't do games if it means aiming, timing, moving, pressing a... Hey, I finished Dragon Quest VII. It took me 100 hours, but I finished it. And then I completed everything I needed to do on Woowa in terms of this patch. Still got like a couple of stuff from the previous patches, which I was doing today. But I'm almost up to date with everything now that I can be in that game. I think Chaos lost all his wisdom, similar to Samson lost his strength. I didn't lose anything, Bruno. 100 hours for a 2-hour game. Mate, I want to see you complete that game in 2 hours. But, oh god, I keep doing the same thing. Oh no, I didn't. So, I thought this was quite interesting because normally Xbox ignores anything that's in the Far East. Whether it's creators or influencers or anything. They just don't care. As far as Xbox is concerned, the Far East just doesn't exist. However, they did send people in the Far East. I think this one is from Korea. What are you guys doing? Are you trying to beatbox? You're doing a bad job. Anyway, it does look like they're actually starting to reach out to, you know, the Asian countries and try and get them to get on board with Xbox. I think this is kind of cool. I don't remember them doing anything like this in the past. I said 100 hours, Byron. 100. And look, Gollum will never get finished because I'm never going to hit 10,000 subs. Mate, I beat the Almighty. And every time I thought I beat him, he keep coming back. Goddamn scoundrel. Cancelled, new CEO, stop port of Fable, PlayStation 5. That ain't stopping. Fable is not stopping. They're not going to stop Fable. That's like virtually done now. They're not just going to throw it away. Although, from what I understand, Sony did throw away Xbox ports that were pretty much playable and almost complete, but... So, what I stated... Did you? I don't remember. Not going to say you didn't. I just don't remember. But it's good that they're starting to do this. This is, like, really cool. Hopefully, this will, you know, Xbox will build up the drive to continue doing this. I'm not really sure what the idea behind this is, if the next Xbox is going to be playing Steam games, but it's good to see that they're actually putting effort in now. They're not going to cancel it, Rebby. That ain't no final boss. That's a secret boss. And he whooped my ass. They beat the living crap out of me. I went to them and I said, right, I've been one-shotting every boss. Let's do this. And then they just looked at me and all my characters died. And I said, you know what? These optional bosses, you're good. I'm moving on to the next game. I think they should have just changed the word project to Xbox Helix. That's obviously what the branding is going to be. I don't see... It's weird that they're sending out merch with Project Helix. That's the thing. They kind of had something similar to that, right? Devastator, they designed their own kind of character for Japan. and then they just didn't follow up with it. I mean, it's no secret Xbox gave up with Japan, right? The Far East, Asia. They just didn't care. Literally didn't care. They couldn't care with making any deals or making any relations. They literally just did not care. They wanted nothing to do with it. They believed that by concentrating only on the US and the EU, that would be enough. And they were sorely mistaken, as, you know, time has proven. Already again said, I mean, you can say I'm wrong all you want. I know I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong. It ain't getting cancelled. Project Scorpio was promoted, but not like this. And the Project Scorpio was basically, you know, they revealed the code name, but they didn't make merch specifically for Project Scorpio. Although you know, my friend actually does have a Project Scorpio. It's really cool. At the bottom, it actually says Project Scorpio, and if I remember correctly, it actually lights up as well in green. Really cool. Wait, how can I be always wrong? You just contradicted yourself. So, I'm always right. Because you always agree with me. Look, I say Gears is trash, you agree with me. I'm always right. But I think this is cool. And hopefully they will continue to do this sort of stuff. Because they definitely need more than the US and EU for, you know, gaming recognition. I'm seeing more and more people buying the all-digital white Series X in Japan. More and more people are posting pictures of them buying it. My timeline has a lot of that stuff at the moment. And it's really cool to see that they're interested in that sort of stuff. They just need the games. Now, there are some games that are only available on the Japanese Xbox. I've seen them. Some of them I'm actually really interested in. But, you know, it's cool that they're actually doing that. And they need to do that more. And a lot more aggressively. No, Fable has been announced day and date to land on PS5. It's going to be a thing. Now, I mean, people still think that the exclusivity thing is happening. Let me put it to you guys this way. A lot of people have been saying PlayStation can't take games off PC because they're leaving all that money on the table. They don't want to leave all that money on the table. So why would Microsoft want to leave all that money on the table? I have a point. You can't deny it. It's just the tables turned round. They've invested a lot of money into having that PlayStation port working as well. I mean, if it's anything like Starfield, it's going to crash everywhere. But hey, at least it'll sell. Doesn't mean it's going to play. But it'll sell. I don't see it, Navy. The one I think that they're going to make a statement on isn't Fable. They're going to make it on, in my opinion, Xbox's biggest franchise right now, in my personal opinion. It used to be Halo. It's not Halo anymore. Forza isn't a big, you know, it's a tentpole title, but it's not like a pillar for them in terms of, like, this will potentially sell consoles. To me, it's going to be Gears E-Day. If Asher Sharma is going to make any statement, it's going to be in June with Gears E-Day. What if Fable launched next to Wolverine? I mean, that could be interesting. It's going to be Gears E-Day. That's the only game I can see right now that will have an impact for them. right? I mean, you got Destin over here saying, I still don't see how Xbox exclusives solve the console sales problems. If the PS5 is still pacing 2-3 million behind PS4 global sales, that price hike won't help. Next gen won't be some mega graphical leap. Games will still be spaced out. And Xbox seems behind Xbox One. Well, yeah, because they told everyone you don't need to buy an Xbox. Most people, and the fact that they allowed people for cloud gaming to just not buy an Xbox. Most people aren't in a rush for a $1,000 PS6 or Xbox Helix. That is true. It's a complicated question all console manufacturers need to consider. Look, the bottom line is, it is still working for Nintendo and PlayStation, and they are selling their consoles, and it is selling, regardless, right? The exclusivity platform works. Nintendo and PlayStation are proof of this. But it won't work for Xbox because they're never going to be truly exclusive. And this is what I responded to Destin as well. If the games are coming out day and date on PC, they are not truly exclusive. Exclusivity only works, when that is the only place you can play the games. If you want to play Gears E-Day, and you want to play that, then the only place you can play that should be on the Xbox Series X. Right? If you give people an option to play it on their mobile phone, on their tablet, on GeForce Now, on PC, they don't have to buy your console to play it. So this exclusivity play and how people are getting excited, it's not going to do anything for the console. In fact, all it's going to do is hurt Game Pass. That's my opinion. It is going to hurt Game Pass. Because those sales are still not going to come. People are still going to play them through Game Pass. And yeah. What the hell is DLDSR? Is Fable day and date on PS5? From what I understand, yeah. I mean, that's what they announced. They didn't say it's like with Forza Horizon 6. They openly said that the PlayStation version is coming later, around 6 months later. With Fable, they just announced it coming, and they said 2026. So there's no delay on that release. Someone changed the white Xbox light logo to a light blue logo. It looked cool. Yeah, people do all sorts of custom stuff, man. It looks great. I've been seeing a lot of Japanese Xbox content. It's really cool. And one of the things that I actually saw, which I did make I think it was part of my video that I made, is this suggestion over here by Xbox News for Koreans. Real-time AI translation that lets players enjoy games in their native language, even if the game isn't localized. That would be so freaking cool, man. That would open up so many games for people. I'm Vital. All I'm not scared of PC gaming. I game on PC. I game on console. Whatever. Right? I game on whatever I game on. It's weird. The only platform that I really don't play, even though I'm buying games for it, is the Nintendo Switch. I bought it day one, and I think I've used it for like 3 hours. I did the same thing with the Switch 1, and I'm doing the same thing now with the Switch 2. I've used my, Xbox LIX more than I have my Switch 2. And I bought it months after. I just don't know what it is with the Nintendo hardware. I just don't use them. But I think this would be damn cool if they could get AI to do this. Man, that would be a game changer for gaming. Like, massive game changer. What if Gears E Day is launching this July, Fable this September, Halo? I don't think they will launch Fable alongside GTA. Like I can't remember when GTA 6 is coming out, but no one in their right mind is going to release their game alongside GTA 6. I don't have an interest in GTA. The only GTAs I enjoyed were 1 and 2, right? The 3D ones I haven't enjoyed at all. But there's no way anyone's going to be that stupid to release their game alongside a game that's hyped out of the, Bawooza. It's just going to crumble. We've already seen stuff, precedent of this with games like Horizon and Elden Ring. It's just not worth it. And COD comes in October. So COD is going to, if it actually is a good game this time, to bring in the masses again. Although I didn't mind the campaign, to be fair. I actually enjoyed what I played. But a lot of people didn't. And the numbers don't lie. But if it goes back to its roots and we start getting campaigns, blockbuster campaigns like we used to, and multiplayer is improved and cheaters are fixed, and there's a lot of variables there. It's going to be a bad time to release alongside there as well. So it's really not a good time at the end of the year. Yeah, they did the same thing with Navy with Starfield, right? They said even that people were saying it was getting delayed, and they said no, there's no delay, no delay, no delay, no delay. Okay, we're really sorry, but there's a delay until next year. So I wouldn't take any of that as gospel. We just don't know, honestly, and that's it. Just when we get a release date, we'll know. But again, even as we saw with Starfield, that release date, and not just Starfield, by the way, multiple games have been changing their release date like a week before release. So shit happens. The XAI translation of Japanese is the best I've ever seen. It's really good, right, Woodpit? Imagine that being incorporated into video games. That would be just so good. No, I updated my AMD onboard graphics card with it. It was late. What did you want me to do? November 19th? Is that the official release date for GTA? So that's coming after Call of Duty. Interesting. Gears and GTA are November? Well, Gears ain't selling anything then. I think it's going to be one person that buys Gears, and that's Steve. He's going to go into the multiplayer lobby and wonder why there's no one there. But hey, apparently they've changed the gameplay for Gears, from what I've heard. They've changed the way the chainsaw works. They've changed the whole wall bouncing stuff. So it might actually be fun now to play Gears of War multiplayer. Yeah, September would work. I thought September was GTA. I didn't realize they moved it to November. The plan is the plan until it's not the plan. If the plan says PS5 release no longer day and date, that's now the new plan. I guess, and this is why, look, where is it? I agree with what Gaz is saying here, right?
Fucking understand something. you want to bring the renegade spirit back, that means you need to be able to fly in the face of the very person that appointed you and put you in this position. Because that renegade spirit requires you to really seriously reconsider Xbox's approach to exclusives. And if you did that, despite the fact that you've opened the floodgates and Pandora's box and people think it's completely untenable that Xbox would go back to really take away money off the table to just cater for a dwindling fan base on just PC and the Xbox, you would send out a statement that would send a shockwave across the entire industry that shows, yes, I am Asher Sharma, this is Xbox, and we do have the confidence in our own brand to sustain ourselves, whether instead of resorting to a third party, which was previously our competitor, and now we're trying to rejig the narrative to say that they're not really a competitor. And instead of doing this halfway house, you did that, you would be very close to James Allard, who did the very thing that I'm telling you to do, because he flew in the face of Bill Gates. The original Xbox team were very renegade. So renegade, in fact, that they made Bill Gates storm out of the office when they revealed that original Xbox.
They did. He wasn't happy.
Sharma, if you have the testicle, wrong word. If you have the ball, you know what I mean, proverbial balls, and you want to come back and say renegade spirit, that's what you need to do. And it would benefit. It's not coming from an Xbox stan or anything. I'm one of the few people who just wants competition in this space. And this is such a far-fetched idea, but it really is what Xbox needs to do. But it needs to be backed up by real conviction, real confidence, and that renegade spirit manifesting itself in more than just words. But if that happened, imagine the landscape. The other two platform holders are maintaining exclusivity. All well and good. You're in third place. So it's not like you're doing something so out there. But all you're saying is, I have brand, I have faith in the brand that I'm running. People will be like, holy shit.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know what he meant by dwindling fan base, but the point he's making here is she needs to come out, like I said earlier, and make a statement. The statement needs to be made where she stands, yes or no. And we know Satya doesn't like exclusives. He's against them. He doesn't want them. We've known this for some time because he sees the quick gains, even though he himself has admitted that putting stuff like Office on Macs has actually backfired, and now has more people buying, other operating systems where he's placed Office, and people are citing that those are part of the reasons why they're still not buying a Windows, because they can get what they need that works with Windows on something else and still get the same experience. And so he's openly said that is a problem. But even then, I don't see Satya turning around and saying yes. Asher has to really push forward. And really, if Asher is going to make the brand of Xbox stand out more than anything, nothing short of making the games exclusive is going to do that. I just don't see it happening. Because that's a lot of money they're going to throw away. We learned the lesson with Avowed last year, delayed out of a busy window just for Assassin's Creed to delay. Avowed wasn't delayed because of a delayed window. I know that's what they said. The reality is it just wasn't ready. The game wasn't ready. They needed more time. And they used that excuse as a thing. But I get your point, Navy. I totally get your point. But I think the game just wasn't ready. I mean, look at the state. I mean, there was bugs in it and stuff all over the place when it launched originally. Imagine what it was like 4 months ago. Prior to that, they had 4 extra months working on it. So the state of the game already told you that it wasn't ready for launch. So they were looking for any reason whatsoever. And because the community started saying, oh, look, it's so crowded and it's all this and whatnot. And, it did look like a crowded launch with all those games coming out. But we get, essentially, I think the community and the media gave them the excuse they needed to delay the game. That was like an own goal from the community. Microsoft just took what the community was saying and said, okay, well, they did the job for us, let's go with it. If they had just held the line for another year, they'd probably be in a better place now. See, I don't think that's true, Woodpit. I mean, they'd probably be in a little better place, sure, but not enough. I think they would have got a small bump with a few more sales here and there. But if you are giving people a choice to play those games anywhere else, there's no reason for them to buy your console. Right? Even if it's a system seller, it's still a hard sell. If you're telling them that, you can go, if you've got an iPad, attach a controller onto it, and you can, if you've got Game Pass, you can play all those Xbox games on an 8 to 10 inch screen. AirPlay that to your TV, and you're playing it on your full screen TV, right? You're giving people ways to play games away from your console. The moment you do that, whether it's on PlayStation or not, it doesn't matter. If you want to sell the console, you need the software, and the software has to only be playable on that hardware. And they're not doing that. So I just don't see them doing the exclusivity. It'll be interesting if they did, and I'll happily take the L if they do and say I was wrong for once in a blue moon. Because it's very rare that I'm wrong, and we can even make a spectacle out of it. But I just don't see it. And don't see it having the impact that they want. Legally, they can even go exclusive with some titles, or do they have... the only binding contract that they have legally is Call of Duty. For 7 years, I think they've got like another 7 years. They can't make that exclusive. After 7 years, they can do what they want. But until then, they're pretty much stuck with it. That being that's the only game that needs to be out there on everything. Because that's what they agreed with the CMA and the FTC. Counterpoint, they sort of had to because otherwise people would just switch to the Google apps. What do you mean? Oh, you mean with the word stuff? Possibly. Possibly. Forza 5 is going to be a big data point to overcome. Almost 6 million copies sold on PlayStation has probably completely funded Forza Horizon 6 by itself. Gonna be hard to tell studios and shareholders no after that. That's the problem, E-Ranks. And that's what Gaz was saying there. They've opened Pandora's box. It's going to be really hard to turn around and say to the shareholders, hey, all that money you made with that game? Yeah. And how there's a potential for all the games doing that? Yeah. Well, we're just going to take that away from you. Shareholders don't give a toss about the games. They care about the money they're investing and the return they get. For them, this is all business. There is no loyalty. There is no branding. They don't give a toss about any of that. What they care about is the money coming back. And that's why Microsoft right now is having a really bad time with AI, because their investors into AI aren't happy with the returns they're getting. And so Microsoft now, it looks like, is starting to backpedal a bit on AI. And they're realizing it might not just be the thing that they were hoping for. Hey, Paul, how's it going? Don't worry about being late, my dude. I just hope you're well and the family's good. How you doing, E-Ranks? If I missed anything, I'm just scrolling down to get up to date. Ask again if I missed your thing. That's what I'm wondering. Are upcoming titles under contract with Sony? Nothing is under contract. Microsoft, if Microsoft wants to cancel Fable today on PlayStation, they can just turn around and say it's cancelled. Right? That's it. And this is the other thing, right? Sony is relying on Xbox to release these games on PlayStation in order for them to have games. Because their output of games this year is going to be pretty dire, right? Marathon doesn't know what it wants to be, and I feel like Marathon is in a really bad place right now because it's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And it's just, it's really messed up because Marathon right now is a good game, right? Make no mistake, it's a good game. It's fun. But the people are asking for it to be dumbed down even more and to be more casual friendly. The problem is, if it gets dumbed down, you're going to lose all the people that are playing it now because they're just going to go to something else that has a higher skill level. And the casuals that come over now are only going to play it for like a couple of weeks and then they're going to drop it and move away anyway. So, unfortunately, but Sony's in a really bad predicament with Marathon because they just don't know what they want to do with it. Saros, on the other hand, isn't going to be a big seller. Returnal wasn't, even though it is one of my favorite games on PlayStation. It's a niche game, right? It's not for everyone. Wolverine is going to sell, right? Let's not beat around the bush, and that's really all they have, right, in terms of first party. But third party wise, Microsoft has been feeding them quite handsomely throughout the year. So why isn't Microsoft turning around and telling Sony, if you want us to continue cooperating with you, you need to give us something? Not a live service game, a single player game. Why aren't they? You know, it needs to be give and take. What were their investors expecting? Mate, their investors made a lot of money off AI. Just not as much as they wanted to make. But they made a shiny packet, you know, they made a nice windfall. Just like everyone is hoping Sony stop porting PlayStation first-party games to PC, which Sony still haven't come out and said it themselves. I mean, you'll know by the end of next year, right, Byron? By the end of next year, you'll know if they've stopped, because that would be the deadline. Sony already gave me something? A big F you. Yeah. Okay, so it's just at the pleasure of Microsoft if they release or not on Sony. No binding agreements. There is none, no. Just Call of Duty. Just Call of Duty. There was one clip that I had. Let me have a look if I've still got it. It was actually an interesting one. Do I have it? Maybe it's here. No, it's not that either. Maybe I'll put it on Discord. I think this is it. Alright. I think I got it. I think I got it, folks.
Genius. Like, that's the business.
Alright, so Seamus Blackley was in an interview with the expansion pass. But this is the part that actually caught my attention, right? So I wanted to play this part. And I want to know what your thoughts are on this. Obviously, I need to share the tab so you guys can see what I'm doing. But here we go. I've got the volume high, so hopefully you guys can hear it.
And like, oh my God, wait a second, she's a great genius. Like, that's the business you got to be in. So the question really is, for any platform, for Helix, is like, what is that? So I'd ask you guys, like, do you feel a sense of excitement about it? If you really divorce yourself away from any brand loyalty, because I have more brand loyalty than anybody on this.
On it personally, for me, I'm excited. Well, I'm excited at the idea of having better access to the games across my PC and console libraries.
Yeah.
See, that's me, right? I'm excited for having that connection.
That's a really pitch, though. That's a boring pitch. That's not a technical pitch. That's a you are a hobbyist pitch.
Yeah.
Okay, how do they get to people who aren't hobbyists? How do you get people who don't have a library? So think of yourself when you first saw Xbox. Think of yourself when you bought your first console, whatever it was. Okay?
Yeah.
What pitch works to that person now?
The content. Whatever I'm seeing that's driving me to be invested in whatever looks fun.
And what your friends are playing. And
I didn't have friends at the time.
I'm sure you had friends. I'm your friend. But you know, all those things that play into it. So I mean, anyway, that's the issue. That's the way.
Interesting. I find that really interesting because I think Xbox has really gone through something of an identity crisis in the last few years for a myriad of reasons. And there's a lot people can say on social media. There's a lot people can say, but it's all proof in the pudding. And to hear your take on things
I think it's just one reason. I mean, from the guy who's been in the belly of the beast. I mean, not at the same time and long ago. It's a different beast, but I've been in the belly of many other beasts similar to it now. It's one reason. It's that the entire organization, that entire company, wants to push the console into being part of the main business. And that pushes it away from being a unique device that's special and has custom content, and pushes it toward having content that works on all the platforms so that everyone can get a piece of the pie. You know, you guys have been, you know how meetings go, where people maneuver for shit and everybody wants a piece of your shit. That's how it goes in these companies. So it inexorably gets pushed toward that. And then when they, you know, when the Activision acquisition happened, I'm sure trades had to be made. You know, leverage gets traded. You know, there's a trade made to keep the hard drive that ended up fucking the controller on original Xbox, because you have to make trades with people. Okay, that's how it works. That's you get something in a huge organization. And so, we can buy Activision, but we have to integrate more into the Windows ecosystem and bring shareholder value into Windows, because a bunch of the shareholders don't understand why we're wasting a bunch of money on games on a platform that's a dead end, that's not part of the main focus. And I have to go explain to shareholders how I've just put $1 trillion into AI, and I have a games division that's allergic to AI. You're going to get a lot of pressure as the guy running that games division to use AI, right? Whether or not it's a good idea, whether or not it makes technical sense, nothing matters, because it's shareholder value. That's a real thing. And these people aren't stupid. They know it. They're trying to figure it out. Nobody wants to sell their soul to the devil. But you also have a job and a mortgage and a family. You don't get fired. So what do? That's how these decisions happen. When people try to analyze them from outside using logic that doesn't take that into account, it will never make sense. But it's actually very simple.
Interesting.
What do you think about that? You're surprised that it's not a legal contract? No, there isn't. Well, what did you think about what was just said? You know, you're seeing Microsoft leverage AI, well, Copilot into Xbox. Like, there's a lot of I mean, this interview over here was actually really interesting to watch. It is over an hour long. This was the one that, this, like, short snippet, a few minutes, I thought was the most important part. College football game boosted Xbox console, but Microsoft Studios couldn't boost the sales of the consoles. Yeah, college football was a big one, right? They really were advertising that. And they could have done a lot with college football when it was only on Xbox. You know, bundled it, whatever. They could have really pushed that. But they need compelling games. You're right, Star Traffic. By the way, we have or still have to get Pete Hines. Funny last I checked. Pete Hines, Jesus, I don't even know what to say about that guy, man. That guy greenlit Redfall, Fallout 76. I know it's better now, but Jesus, that game launched in the state it did. And he's got the nerve to come and say this. And this is the thing, right? ZeniMax were looking to sell anyway. Right? EA were on the verge of buying them. Could you imagine what would have happened if EA bought ZeniMax? Is that what he wanted? Is that what would have made him happy? EA buying it and destroying every ounce of ZeniMax that ever lived and just turned them into a live service cash cow? I don't get it, man. Investors know business, they just don't know the business. Investors know that I want to put in £1 million and I want to get 5 million in return or whatever, right? They want a return from that. And that return needs to be there. So if you're investing $1 trillion in AI, well, why is that part of the business not using it? That means it's not utilizing it. It's not making money. Do you see what I mean? I understand what he's saying, and it's really kind of eye-opening. It doesn't need to make perfect sense or be logical. The simple fact is, it just has to work. Microsoft must have exclusive fighting games. Well, apparently, back in the day, during the Xbox OG era and the 360 era, Japanese publishers were making games exclusive on Xbox, like Dead or Alive, purely because they didn't want Sony to have a monopoly, because they knew what would happen if they did. But they had to be careful because they didn't want to upset Sony. Because if they upset Sony, then that would mean that they can't release games on PlayStation anymore, just like Sony did with publishers during the Dreamcast era, where Sony turned around and said anyone that releases a game on the Dreamcast can't release their game on the PlayStation 1. And that was that was detrimental. That's why games like GTA, I think it was free at the time, that was coming on PS2, got cancelled in the end because there was a running build for it on the Dreamcast, but Sony made sure it never saw the light of day. And because Sony had the highest majority in market share, it had to go. And yes, this was all spoken about and revealed a few years ago at the GDC. And ZeniMax put a gag order on the Redfall team to not say anything to Microsoft. Yeah, I remember that. But considering how much things are leaking these days, it's insane how nothing leaked, right? Steve would be very proud of the ZeniMax CEO. I've seen him recently issuing a court-martial style order for Asher Sharma to hunt down every leaker known to mankind. And ZeniMax has already managed to do it with Redfall. I got mine. That was a release date in Japan, no? I think that's when I got mine. And I loved my Dreamcast. I was like the coolest kid ever when I took the VMU to school that time. Everyone was like, oh, have you seen that kid with that cool little gadget? Everyone didn't know what it was. Almost got in trouble as well because I was using it as a clock during my exam and teachers thought I was actually using it to cheat. But I thought this was a really good insight into, the discussions of the ins and outs and why things are the way they are. Right? And so this goes back to the whole exclusivity thing. I don't think it would work. Maybe timed exclusivity would work at the very best. but that's about it. And even then, it needs to be timed exclusive everywhere, not just the PlayStation. You wish you're. What do you mean? You wish I was that? I wish I was that young. That was 25 years. Yeah. 25 years ago. A long time. Long time ago. How good it was to be young and youthful. Now, Woodpit, I totally get that. What I'm saying is, if you want to have the maximum impact for your console to sell, and you have the game to do it, it needs, in that timed period, it needs to only be playable on your hardware. So if people want to play it day one, they have to buy your hardware to play it. If you give them a phone, a tablet, a PC that can play it, a handheld PC that can play it, there's no reason for them to go out and buy your console. The whole purpose of exclusivity is to remove access. It is anti-consumer, I'm not going to deny that, but the whole purpose of exclusivity is to remove access. So the only place you can buy it is through that, through that system. You want to go buy a Big Mac, you go to McDonald's. You want to buy a Whopper meal, you go to Burger King. You're not going to go to McDonald's and try to get a 10-piece KFC bucket of chicken. It ain't going to work. Exactly, E-Ranks. That's why I'm saying it's kind of pointless. It won't have the desired effect that they hope it will. Or people are hoping it will. For that reason. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's not going to happen. Okay. Maybe he would. To be fair, a lot of them have already been kind of buying PCs anyway. Whether it's the Xbox LIX or other forms of it, Microsoft has been pushing for that for a long time. I mean, we'll never know, right? Until they try it. I'm not going to say it definitely won't work. I just don't think it will work. But that's my opinion. But I will ask this. I haven't had the chance to jump into other people's streams. I've not been able to jump into Boom Stream for a little while because of the pending issue with my family. So I've kind of taken a back seat on most things, just doing the Tuesdays and Thursdays for the time being. You've got other people out there like C Money, you've got King David, you've got Boom. How are they all reacting to the notion of exclusives? Anyone that actually does watch on their streams, how are they actually reacting to the notion of exclusives? Are they for it? Are they against it? Are they cheering it on? Are they saying it's a mistake? Do they not see it happening? Almost all of them, Banisher. Almost all of them. Steam is anti-consumer, but it's not for the normal reasons. It's because of the mentality of their players. Yeah, 100% Navy. Boom is for exclusives. I can get that. That makes sense. What about others? But with Helix E-Ranks, the play anywhere kind of goes away, right? What's the point of making an Xbox version when you can just make it for the Helix side of PC gaming? There's no reason to continue supporting the Series S and X. Sure, the Series S and X will be playable on the Helix, but what reason would they have in supporting games maybe for like a year? Sure, but after that, the whole notion of play anywhere becomes kind of mute if it's just going to play on the Xbox app, right? I don't know. I'm not saying that, B-Ranks. And again, like I said, I don't think exclusivity will work. And at the end of the day, this flexible freedom, as I've been having, me and Steve were discussing this not too long ago on Discord in DMs. But I said to him as well, this flexibility works way better for me. I have more freedom where I can jump between what I want and play the games I want without having to be in one place if I want a game. If I want to go upstairs and lay on my bed for a bit, I can take my my handheld PC and continue playing those Xbox games or PC games, whatever. I have that freedom, right? I wouldn't have that freedom if it was just stuck to the console. So I'm not saying it would be better for me. I do prefer the system we have now, where I have more flexibility. But I do feel that without true competition, there's no real desire to push. These studios don't really have the motivation to push themselves to make that next level of a game. They just aim for that 80 score, which is what most companies and studios do now, because it's a safe bet. And yeah, they're happy with that because there is no hardware or anything that's relying on these games to sell. I'm for exclusives, but after FIFA comes out, they're all rooting for some exclusives, especially Xbox Studio games. That's weird because let's not forget, not that long ago, exclusives were antiquated, right? Remember how I was saying that was a whole pile of bollocks? But exclusives were antiquated, right? Dreamcast guy has just said that he believes Helix will never be released. I mean, Dreamcast guy just needs to go away. Because it will be one size fits all dev cycle. Devs will save so much time. We'll at least get games coming out faster. So that's a plus point, right, E-Ranks? For now, Navy. For now. For now. I think Steam should have the same refund policy as PlayStation. What? So they don't refund anything? Unfortunately, Steam did have that refund policy by Banisher. Steam was taken to court. Valve was taken to court for their refund policies. And it was in Australia where Valve fought tooth and nail to not have a refund policy that is what they have today. And it was the Australian courts that ruled that they need to provide a better refund service, and the 2-hour rule, I believe, was imposed by the Australian courts. It wasn't Valve being consumer friendly doing this. They were forced into doing that refund policy. So if you ever see anyone say, look at our great refund policy, just know Valve didn't do that from the goodness of their heart. They lost in court and were forced to do it. See, Steve, you didn't change your opinion on it. So that doesn't apply to you. I'm talking about the guys out there that were saying exclusives are antiquated. You know, they're so 2000 and 2020, and it's, you know, these studios can't live if they make games. I mean, what happened to all of that? These studios can't live if the games are exclusive. So if we make them exclusive on Xbox, how are these studios going to live? If you raise this to any of the creators that actually said this at the time, they block you instantly. I wonder why that is. Hey, they need Wuthering Waves and Azure Premilia. Damn right, Devastator. Damn right. There's actually a new gacha game that's released either today or tomorrow. Mongil, I believe it's called. It's on PC only, I think. But that's supposed to be pretty decent. So it might be worth checking out. In the pushing of a world of no exclusives for Xbox, just lead to something new in the world of exclusives. An Xbox that... Hey man, I've never said that it was right. I always said that these people were crazy. They were crazy for saying what they were saying. But, you know, Phil Spencer was saying it, so the majority just said what Phil Spencer said. People can't afford the next console. That is true. I mean, I'm saving up for the next console right now. And, you know, I'm putting aside, you know, £50 to £100 a month, what I can, and I'm literally just saving up for it. So when the time comes, I'll pick one up. My advice to people is just start putting some money aside from now. It's not going to be cheap. Helix or the PlayStation 6 is not going to be cheap. They are going to be expensive. And unless you've got money growing out of trees, it's going to be difficult for a lot of people to just randomly find $1,000 to go and, you know, buy these consoles. Or if the PlayStation 6 and Helix launch at the same time, $2,000. And that's assuming that they don't have like a higher end model, like a Pro model released at the same time for better performance. Then they could be even more expensive. So you could be looking at like $3,000 for both of them combined. And that's probably without the disk drive. And if you're in America, well, that's probably without tax. Yeah, I'm not painting a good picture here, am I? See, that's the point, E-Ranks. I'm kind of stuck between there as well. That's the exact predicament that I'm in. I want all the stuff I have now with Game Pass and everything else, with all the other stuff as well, but you can't have both. No, DCG has no idea what it is. Early, not among names as I know some. Watch, but they flip-flop as much as the famous flip-flop game. Yeah, that's the point, Steve. I'm not gonna name names. If you know, you know. I'll leave it as that. But so many people out there were on this bandwagon of, you know, thing, and I'm, you know, when the news came out and people started changing their tunes, I saw the people who weren't changing their tune. I saw the people that were sticking with what they believed in, and I gave them respect, right? They earned my respect for that. My respect probably means nothing to them, but the reality is, and the fact is, I gave them my respect because they stood by what they believed in, and they didn't just change their tune because the Pied Piper decided to play a different tune, right? A different chorus. They stuck with it. And to those people, I respect it, man. I do. Because you're a person of conviction. You believe in what you believe in, and you go forward with that. And I respect that. I saw Bullets. What do you think? 1.0 is kind of slow. But I don't know whereabouts you are in the game. You probably started off in Jinzhou, so it does start a little slow. You just make your way through the storyline, in my opinion, until you get to Renacita. That's when it starts. That's when they kind of overhauled it a little bit. Well, they did a massive overhaul when they got to 2.0. But the game is coming to Xbox very soon on its 2nd anniversary, which is absolutely awesome. I think all gamers should be on every platform except... Hey, Talos, how's it going, buddy? Next gen must use AI for better graphics. Hey, look, as long as it looks as good as this filter I'm using, proudly sponsored by NVIDIA with the DLSS5. This filter looks amazing, right? It makes me look so much younger. That's what it's all about, man. I just like being a customer. We need to be more than customers. If I buy all the UK stock, I'll sell you one for quadruple the price. I'll pre-order mine from a shop that you don't know about. No one likes scalpers? No one likes scalpers. Mate, I've seen Kepler, I think that's his name, saying that the PS6 is going to be $350. I don't even know what to say about these guys anymore. I don't give a shit about the devs. I care about me, the consumer, 100%. Of Xbox, I want games on my platform. And if exclusive Xbox first-party games is what we need to make sure the indie devs don't skip. So, what you need is Microsoft to make big investments into Asia. I mean, massive. You got the China Hero Program. They need to go to the China Hero Program, make massive investments there with studios, and make sure those games land day one on Xbox. You want to go to these smaller studios and like the Yi series, the Trail series, the Atelier series and whatnot. You know, these kind of AA, single A tier RPG makers. You want them on your side and you give them money. Like I said, heavy investment into, you know, Asia. Then you want to make your games exclusive to Xbox and Xbox only, and then it comes out on everything else on the ecosystem 6 months later. You will sell your consoles. People will come and they will sell. It's just not going to happen. Scalpers like a scalp. Why do I have a feeling that it's related to my head? You know, I've got hair. Go away. As an Xbox fan, are Xbox games exclusive if they are on PC platforms like Steam? No. I don't care what anyone says, Malcolm. If they were only on the Xbox PC app, I could say okay, right? Because there is a level of degree of that, right? But the moment you put it on Steam, it is not in the ecosystem. I don't care if people want to turn around and say, well, it's on Windows and Windows is an Xbox Microsoft run operating system. That's a bollocks argument. Steam is not Windows. Steam charges 30%, right? So Microsoft is losing 30% of every sale. So I agree with you, Malcolm. It is not. And they're already funding. But, you know, if they don't put it on Steam, they're not going to sell the game. So there's that too. PC gamers are very difficult to break the habit of. I moved console because what Xbox were doing. I mean, it makes sense. Tim Dog held the line. Wait. Yeah, he held the line at Walmart with a trolley full of PlayStation gear. I don't agree with the AI comment. Next gen needs to be raw raster 4K 60 and then AI for anything. That's not going to happen. Not if they want it to be affordable. They need to push India harder. That's got crazy population. They just need to push other populations harder. you know, they've removed and stopped supplying hardware everywhere. Navy Day 350 was for 2027. Hey, look, I'm not bold. Go away. And that's fine. You're a PC guy. You've openly said that you know you're kind of done with the console anyway. So, and there's literally no reason for you to game on the console anyway because your PC just shits all over it anyway. Why would you downgrade? A lot of PC gamers won't buy anywhere but Steam. That means they won't buy a console either. Maybe. There are generational games that would make them buy a console. There are certain games that would. GTA 6 is one of them. Lies! You told me it had so much dust you had to open it up and clean it again. Did you sneeze and your beard went all... You too as well, Paul. I just want Microsoft to buy PlayStation and rename it Xbox Genius. Is more important with Helix. Minecraft only being on Xbox PC makes a difference. I mean, Minecraft's available everywhere, right? What? That's the same thing as not using it. No, I meant jokingly, how far would we have to go back for 350 to equal today's real prices? Oh, long. Long. But that's where we are, man. With this whole thing. Time will tell which way they go, but I do feel like, you know, when it comes to exclusivity, Asha Sharma's gonna have a big statement to make, and I feel like she is going to make it in June. Sorry. You can't see Paul's messages. He's only posting once or twice. The last one was not that long ago. It actually has like a question mark next to his post. I don't know why though. Like it's over here. I think it might be because is it being held? Let me have a look on thing. It could be because of the all caps. No, I see it here. I'm not seeing anything. I know what is it? StreamYard has put like a question mark next to it, but there's no errors on it on the actual YouTube side of things, so I'm seeing the message. Do you think the exclusivity will be forever hardware? I think at best it's going to be timed. I can't see it being forever. You know, they would lose a lot of money. They would lose a lot of money. No, Devastator, you don't need to be that mean. That's just mean. I'm not bold. Hey man, maybe we'll get a Telu free. I just can't see it being full-time exclusive. At best I can see it being timed exclusive, and that's it. I didn't know that, Vital. That's interesting. I did not know that. Steam seems like a monopoly. That's not great for the industry. Yeah, but there's nothing they can do about it, really, is there? It's not like, you know, Steam is forcing people to buy only from them. It's the community that won't buy from anyone else. Mate, you watch. Gears is going to be 30 FPS, Xbox console only, and Steve's going to throw his Series X out the window. It is. Hey, that X-Bald is Koala Guy. Don't ever call me Koala Man. I don't want nothing to do with Koala Man. Man, can you imagine if Gears E-Day launched? It's console only exclusive. It's, you know, PC has to wait 6 months. PlayStation has to wait a year. The game runs 720p, 30 FPS. Steve, what would your reaction be to that? I am well within my prime. I like what you did there. Bringing my whole gamer tag into it. No. Koala Man is X-Fault. Don't ever confuse him with me. I'm not asking if they're better than that. I'm asking what if. Well, apparently, Game Walk Bandit, that might be changing. I know you are, Ghosty. Liverpool are pretty trash. Since Asher Sharma's appointment, a lot of things have changed. Some for the better. But the key decisions are still in limbo. Barcelona are out. Interesting. Cthulhu. The Cosmic Abyss PC specs are out. Looks well optimized, to be fair. GPU wise, minimum runs on a 1060, 6GB. That's crazy, folks. That's insane. An 8th gen bloody Intel i7. Recommended is a 3070, 8GB, or a Radeon 6750 XT 12GB. They even decided to throw in an Intel Arc. 12th gen i5 for Intel and a Ryzen 5 7600. And obviously, if you want to play in full 4K, you need a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 1490. 24GB. Still waiting for mine. It'll never come. But I'm still waiting. I'm not really. But Intel Core i7. 3700K and Ryzen 7 9700X. And it requires 32GB of memory. But the storage is actually tiny. 16GB is small. Either this is the most optimized game ever created by man, or this game is tiny and not very impressive. Either way, it's a game that looks interesting. You think we see PS5 logos at Xbox Summer Showcase? I do. I'm hoping we don't, because I think Microsoft just needs to grow a pair of balls and, you know, stop embarrassing themselves. I think, you know, they should do that. But, okay, let me rephrase that. I think if you don't see PS5 logos on those trailers, there's a good chance at the end of the show, when they close out with Gear Z Day, that will also not have a PS5 logo, and you'll probably see the word exclusive for the first time in a long time. But if you start seeing PlayStation 5 logos everywhere, then I think that probably sets the scene on what's going to happen. Ah, I see. I think it's because he uses capitals, but he kind of needs to do that because he has vision problems. So if anyone's wondering why he writes in capitals, that's the reason why he does it. I am not biased. Look, Devastator, we had this discussion at the start of the show. King Thrash is already stalking me, and I believe he, has some weird intentions for me. I'm not that way inclined, and I don't want anything from this stream giving him any indication that I am that way inclined. I'm ignoring him as much as humanly possible, even though he is actively stalking me. So, I'm ignoring him as much as possible. But you making comments like that might give him the wrong idea. Is Splinter Cell even in development? I don't think it's coming. So, PlayStation fans have been wanting Bloodborne remake or a Bloodborne 2 for as long as you can remember. So Sony caved in finally and said, okay, we're going to give you what you want. We're going to give you an R-rated anime. I don't even know if PlayStation fans are excited for this. The fans, we want a Bloodborne remaster or a PC port or a sequel or at least an FPS boost. Sony. Who the fuck else it is? Is on a roadblock to the Bloodborne remake. I'll never understand the necessity of turning every IP they can into a movie TV show. Why let him make the thing? Why the F is he qualified to do the movie? Nothing gets you going like dropping Sony. I gotta respect your consistency. Look, Brick, I said stalking because I didn't want to say that word. It sounds even kind of weirder. I don't know Devastator. He seems to have some kind of whatever it is. He just, no matter what I post on social media, he's there within seconds posting after me. And, he's been getting personal as of late because I'm ignoring him and then using these streams to make fun of him at the start of every stream. So, I'm getting content out of it. So I'm happy. I'm mocking him and laughing at him while not caring what he says. I barely read what he writes. The moment I see his name there, I just disconnect automatically and just move on. So I'm not even giving his message as a light of day. But he's very consistent and very insistent on posting and trying to get my attention and my acknowledgement. And I don't know why. And I'm just saying I'm just not that way inclined. So when you made that bi statement, I'm not that way inclined. I like women, not men. Shut up, Steve. If Xbox brings back exclusives, I think it definitely will affect Game Pass. I mean, they're already looking at ways to monetize Game Pass in different ways, and we're probably going to see more about that between June, July, and August. That makes the most sense before COD releases. But if they go exclusive, you can almost guarantee that they're going to make changes. I think they're going to make Game Pass that has the bigger tentpole games way more expensive. You're going to have a tier that only has indie games and third-party games, and then you're going to probably have a tier that only has first-party games. But the one that's going to have everything fully unlocked, I think, is going to be way more expensive. Why would it? We had Game Pass and exclusives for years. Why would a couple years because they decided to go multi-platform because they weren't making enough money on software sales. Right? The reason why they went third party with their games isn't because they wanted more thing. They've clearly seen that the amount of money coming in, even though it's good money, it's not enough to satisfy the shareholders. So they push the games out to other platforms to make more money. Because not enough first-party games are being bought. Or even just third-party games that are day and date. Like, I don't buy Xbox games anymore unless they're not on Game Pass. Or unless they've got a collector's edition. I used to buy tons of games on Xbox. I don't anymore because I don't need to. I've paid for my Game Pass for 3 years. I've still got 2.5 years on my service. So most of the games I want either land there, but the ones that don't, sure, I'll buy those. Like I just recently bought, what is it? The Fatal Frame games. But I just don't, and I'm not the only one. If the games are there, like the other day I walked into was it Computer Exchange or, no, it's another store. No, it was Computer Exchange. And I went to buy a game, and I know the publishers aren't going to get any money from Computer Exchange because it's second hand. And I saw Sandman on PlayStation 5, and it was like $10. And then my son goes, "Why are you buying that?" And I said, "Why not? It's only $10." And he goes, "Yeah, but it's on PlayStation Plus." So I put it back. These subscription services from PlayStation and Xbox have made me stop buying games. A lot of them. And I'm not the only one like that. And so if I'm not buying the games, then there's a problem. So they need to go to places that are buying the games. It's not that Xbox gamers aren't buying games. They don't need to buy the games because the subscription service is just that good. It is not bullshit, dude. You know that more than anyone. Chaos Lounge, would it make sense for Xbox to have exclusives versus exclusives against Sony? What do you mean by that, Mandalorian? Can you explain what you mean by that? Again, right now the problem is PC Game Pass is the one getting day one. I mean, PC Game Pass is ridiculous price, right? I think it's like £12 here in the UK, or maybe £15. They get like the best deal. They're getting everything like a fraction of the cost, and it's all day one. I don't know if they get cloud gaming. That's something different. I don't know if they get cloud. I don't know if they care about cloud, but yeah, the fact that they get day one gaming. I mean, there's rumors of Microsoft trying to get rid of PC Game Pass. If you actually go to Xbox.com, you will see that they don't even advertise PC Game Pass anymore. It's hidden in a different area, on a different page. They don't even advertise it anymore, so they don't want you to know about it. And it really does feel like they're trying to get rid of it. And I think the latest rumors that were going about were that they were trying to get PC Game Pass to combine with Premium, but then that would lose day and date games. And so I suspect those people that are on PC Game Pass will quite quickly drop it, or you'll see a sharp drop when those day and date games are no longer available. So just get rid of the subservice? See, I don't want them to get rid of the subservice. I don't understand why anyone would want them. They're already talking about ways to make it cheaper, so they're not going to get rid of it. So if Asher Sharma's already talking about ways in getting the service cheaper, then they're not getting rid of it. But why would anyone want to lose Game Pass? It's a great service. It saves you a lot of money. Why would people want it to go away? I don't. And I don't think losing Game Pass is worth exclusives. You're essentially saying, I want to lose, all these games that I get day one on Game Pass so I can pay £70 a pop for a game. Or £80 a pop, which they eventually will go to. And sure, you do own them until the games don't fit on a disc or they're digital, so you don't really have full ownership of them because you can't really do anything with it once the service goes down, if it ever goes down, or when Microsoft decides to take it down. You see where I'm going with this. And that's been my kind of problem with it. What's the point of buying it digitally? Because that's the only real way you can buy Xbox games now. When you can do the same thing with Game Pass. They're digital. And there lies the problem of the supposed Xbox first party only Game Pass. Unless it has day one, what's the point? You're asking us to buy the games, making it pointless. Yeah. I mean, Chaos Xbox exclusives versus PlayStation 2. Do you mean like them sharing the exclusives? Like Xbox exclusives going to PlayStation and PlayStation exclusives going to Xbox? Or do you mean like if they both had their own exclusives, would it benefit Xbox? As long as if that's what you're asking, as long as the quality is good and it drives people to buy the hardware, then it will be beneficial for Microsoft. Market share is important. So what's the net of that revenue? What's the what's the net? I mean, considering they make zero progress every quarter earnings call on their software, where there's zero growth, and in fact they've shrunk multiple times over the course of the last 2 years. Where's the growth? That 21 billion means nothing if there's no growth. If you make 21 billion but you spend 21 billion and 1 penny, you've actually made a loss of 1 penny. That 21 billion might look great, but you've still made a loss. And they're not making growth. We've seen that time and time again, where it's like 0.1. It's it's not great. The sales just aren't there. See, I agree with that, Steve. I think the bolt-on idea, this is something that we discussed anyway. Bolt-on idea I think is the way to go. PC doesn't get cloud, right? I mean, Navy, they're already hiding PC Game Pass. PC Game Pass only gets local PC games. Right, but it gets all the Xbox games that are available on PC. No, not sharing competition against each other. I mean, 20. Okay. 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 Okay, that made me laugh. That one made me laugh. Okay, I'll give you that one. That one made me laugh. That one made me laugh. I don't know why it did, but it did. My dude, my jester, you did your job. I'm not paying you, but you did your job. What about Ultimate Plus? What about Ultimate with COD? I mean, there's also talk about COD being removed, right? I just think everyone here should play Wuthering Waves when it comes out on Xbox. That's what you should all be doing. Playing that game and having great fun with the waifus. Hey, Moonlight, how's it going? Replaced reviews are in for Metacritic. It was at 81 as of 5 p.m. today. GameLiner and Tech Raptor did not like it seems. And, well, it's a thing. Let's see where it's at now. Replaced. Replaced took a little bit of a nosedive, it seems. No one's reviewed it on Xbox, it seems. No one's reviewed it on Xbox at all, it seems. Only on PC. And they're at 79. Not a single Xbox review. Not one. Do you know what, Malcolm? You just reminded me of something. Let me see if I can find it. This was actually really funny. Here we go. Here we go. I knew you reminded me of something. Let me, Here we go. Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha. Now that's a name. Capcom sure took the piss with that one. Come on. I love the way they just took the piss out of themselves with this one. That was excellent. That's actually what the DLC is called. Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha. I like it. I like it a lot. It's not available on PlayStation, Navy. This one is only available on Xbox and PC. It's a console exclusive. This is old, man. This was in 2014, I believe. Well, at least the game was released in 2015. Actually, Dead Rising 3 and 4 are on... I think Dead Rising 3 is on sale at the moment. I might buy it. It's a 360 game, so I might buy it. And when Dead Rising 4 goes on sale, I might pick that one up as well. Pragmata was the second one I was going to show. No, I wasn't. I thought I was, but it turns out I wasn't. Mouse PI got a 80 Metacritic, with IGN, Metro, and Giant Bomb giving them 6 out of 10 to lower the score. Let's see. Mouse PI. But yeah, replaces a console exclusive. It's actually gone up by a point. Oh, wow. You'd think this would be higher with lower, right? But not the case. Xbox has had one review. Switch and PS4 haven't. I don't know why these are there. Might be available on those. This game actually runs 4K 60 on consoles, which is great. It got an 81 on PC, 75 on PlayStation 5. Not enough reviews for Xbox to chime in. Mouse PI for Hire is an exceptional handcrafted FPS experience worth picking up today. Where's the PlayStation reviews? Who gave it a low score? Metro, a noir boomer shooter rich in style and atmosphere but limited by its unremarkable gameplay and flat writing, which fails to capitalize on its fun premise. Segmenting out these little nuggets of cheese harms much more than its story. Mouse's ability to successfully channel the golden age of American animation in boomer shooter form is fascinating, as the comedic qualities of this embellished animation style are timeless and not exclusive to one medium. Hey, you're not gonna get 100% like that person did in their psychology exam, Steve. It's not gonna happen. Xenoverse. Oh god, we're talking Dragon Ball Z! Several digital gaming laws are advancing in the US as of late. Storefronts have clarified that requiring... that's been there for a while now, right? Especially with Steam. Steam has been made to do that for a while now. Mouse PI looks good. Steve review. Good shit. So yeah, that's Mouse PI, and the other one was Pragmata. So I've heard the story for Pragmata isn't very good, unfortunately. I'm still gonna buy it. It's out. Is it out now already? Oh, released on the 17th of April. That's right. It's actually almost the same across the board. Wait, Switch 2 is the best place to play this. Damn, I'm finally going to get used to my Switch 2. And that extra point above that PC, even if it is running at 240p, that one extra point means that I have to play it on Switch 2. It's the best place to play Pragmata. Wow. And Steve told me that... Hey, look. I'm not the one doing the reviews, man. You can't look at me on this one. These are done by professional critics who, go over every detail within the game to make sure they compare frame for frame, resolution for resolution, graphic detail to graphic detail, everything, latency, the works. And they have said that the Switch 2 version is the best version. You heard it here, folks. 240p gaming is superior to native 4K 60. Man, it even trumped the Series X and PS5 Pro. You complain Capcom don't make... Mate, I was sold on Pragmata when I first saw it. I just have to decide if I want to pick it up on console, which is more expensive, or on PC. Because you can get it for £35 on PC, but it's £50 or £60 on console. money talks, man. So I don't know. And it's day one on GeForce Now as well, so at least I've got that option too, so my kids can play it. Yeah, what's up? What's the question?
Okay, so in October.
Come on, do man. Is this a question that chat can get involved with?
I have no clue.
All right, what's going on in October?
In October there was gonna be a new Avatar movie released. I don't know if you heard of it.
It's already leaked.
Yeah. How much is that guy getting sued for, or is he going to jail?
Huh?
How much is he getting sued
If they
for?
find him.
They're gonna find it. They always end up finding someone. But like, if they find him, is he gonna get sued? Or
He's finished for the rest of his life. Yeah.
But I want to know how much is he gonna get sued for?
Who knows? All right, let's ask chat.
Okay.
So, chat.
I'm thinking over 100 million.
Nickelodeon, I think, has a Avatar: The Airbender. I think it's called.
Avatar: The Legend of the Last Airbender, I think, or The Legend of Aang.
All right, so they've got a thing called Avatar: Legend of the Angular.
Angular.
You said Aang.
Yeah, Aang, not Angular.
Angular sounds better.
Okay.
Apparently it's been leaked, and Netflix or Disney or whoever's actually showcasing this is really pissed off about this. It was supposed to air in October, but it's already on the internet for anyone to go and watch if they want to. My son is asking, how much do you think, if the person that leaked it gets caught, is going to be fined or sued for? See? Gorsty said Angular, the last airbender. Pretty much the same way that Liverpool's angles were completely angular when they were trying to score today.
Well, you literally just posted on X and said F it, here you goes. Here you go, have it early.
So how much? 50p.
I'm saying 100 million. Over 100 million.
£2 million?
That's too cheap.
Too cheap.
That's not enough. Do you know how much they would have made from that movie?
One said 50k.
That
Why? What are you saying?
it's gonna be at least 100 million.
100 million.
Do you know how much they would have made from that movie? There's so many.
50p.
Nah, no, not 50p. It was gonna be in cinemas and everywhere. They were gonna have it in the cinema. I was gonna go watch it in Amsterdam. I'm gonna watch it as well. I'm not waiting until October if it's available now.
Hey! I didn't raise you like that to watch it in piracy.
I'm not gonna watch it. My friend is gonna stream it. I'm just participating.
So your friend is gonna stream it and you're participating. That's still you watching it. I didn't raise you like that.
That's where they got it from. I just.
I didn't raise you like that. Wait till after the stream and then I can raise you.
I'm a bystander. I'm just a bystander. I'm there as a victim.
I don't know if it's one person, but basically,
he just posted on X and he just said F it, have it early. And then he posted the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's already on TikTok.
Apparently it's already on TikTok if anyone wants to go watch.
Yeah,
I don't have any link though.
Bleach will be at the cinema too in March.
Like 3 times.
Apparently Bleach is going to be in the cinema too in North America, so that means that will probably be on torrents by tomorrow.
What's been what?
Torrents.
Bleach.
Hey, Bullets, I didn't say nothing like that. Did you hear me say anything like that?
What?
I said I didn't raise you like that. Bullets is saying I didn't raise you like that after the stream. Let's watch it together. I didn't say anything like that.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't.
What do you mean? I'm sure you didn't.
I'm sure you didn't.
Oh. Can you put me some water?
Yeah.
If there is any. If not, put me some drink. But man. Yeah, some heads are gonna roll. He was supposed to stream yesterday gaming. He finally was ready to stream yesterday, but when he updated OBS, it reset all his scenes and everything, and he didn't save the profiles. So he has to redo everything in OBS again, which really sucks. But, you know, lesson learned. I thought he did that already, but he didn't. And that's That's a tough pill to swallow. He basically had the problem I had today, because my scenes were just resized for no reason, but for him, OBS just reset entirely. Hey, you saw me leaking today? I said that exclusives will probably be timed at best.
Oof.
That's the best leak you're gonna get. Liverpool and Barcelona are out. I mean, everyone knew Liverpool were going to be out, but Barcelona is surprising. So, Metro author Dmitry Glukovsky says 2039 will be darker than anything you've seen. So you may need to, put the lights on in your room. You may need some spotlights to make the, thing. Or just put the brightness up on your TV. Because apparently it's going to be darker than anything you've seen. So that's probably pitch black. So, I don't know. Have one of those, like, neon beams in your room so it brightens things up. So you should be able to see stuff. What did you do? What did you do?
You just started climbing. On my neck. Where are you going? What planet are you traveling to?
Did you wake? Did you wake up?
You woke up and just crying, so I just grabbed her from my neck and she started climbing my neck.
Well, then that means I can give Luna a good little cameo appearance on stream. Hey guys, can you see her? Do you want to say hi to camera? Won't be able to see if it's that dark. Okay.
Did I get her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Come here. It's time for you to go to bedroom.
What did Luna do? My son picked her up and she quickly climbed up and went on his shoulder. I'm not bald! I was about to say something completely different there. Anyway, we do have some bad news though. It looks like Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers dev team, is reportedly dissolved. I'm guessing the game just didn't sell, or maybe they just were a one-game wonder. I don't really know what's happened here. Let's see if the article has any more information. Wu Chang Feathers, the Souls-like action game from developer Lean Z Games and Publishing, didn't exactly set the Souls-like world on fire when it arrived last year, but it wasn't the biggest disappointment either. Regardless, it seems like we won't see Lean Z take another kick at the can, as the studio's core development team has reportedly dissolved following the departure of its lead director. According to SavePoint Gaming, producer and director Xiao Xiuan was let go from the studio amidst a change in its top-end leadership. Per multiple reports from Chinese outlets, including Gamer Sky, the new regime was looking to move the studio towards more support work. Xiuan disagreed with this direction, which led to their dismissal. They weren't the only one who disagreed, as the rest of the core development team behind Wu Chang also felt the same way and seemingly suffered the same fate. It's unclear if Lindsay cut ties with all the members of the core team, or if they were all simply moved on into new roles, But the prevailing notion is that the core team that made Wu Chang Fallen Feathers is no more. So they did not want to be a support studio, so they said, we're out, and they left. I can respect that. So it wasn't that the game did bad. It's the parent company, after they made some changes in the board, I guess, wanted to go in a different direction, and the team just weren't happy with that direction, so they left. I mean, I think that's more of a... I don't think that's a sad story. It's sad that the studio's kind of gone, but they left of their own volition and their own choice, so it's not like they lost their jobs because they were fired or let go. Minnie? Yo! You're being told to play Huntsman. He said okay. He said he did say it. He's still saying that he's going to play it. First Light has 3 million on its wish lists, and they believe that all 3 million of those are going to buy it day one. I think they are going to be pretty surprised when it does come out. But if you are excited for First Light Hitman, May 27th, 2026 is the date Hitman First Light actually releases. So you don't have that long to wait to play the next Hitman game. Yeah, Souls-like is way oversaturated, and I personally just don't find it fun getting hit twice and dying. That's not fun to me. But yeah, for those of you that want to pre-order the deluxe edition of Hitman First Light, go for it. Alright, couple more stories to go. The original Gothic trilogy is coming to PlayStation and Xbox Series X and S. Gothic Classic is on July 28th. Gothic 2 Complete Classic is September 29. And Gothic 3, they should have really called this Ultimate Classic, November 24. It's such a missed opportunity, right? Each title is priced $29.99. I don't know what this 007 is that you're talking about, Gorsty, but if you're referring to Hitman First Light, then cool beans, man. Elden Ring is really accessible. If you don't want to fight with combat because it's too hard, you can become a magic user and fight from a distance. It's still not as, simple, but it makes it a lot easier. You can also call in friends to fight alongside you to help you out. So it's definitely more accessible, which I believe is one of the reasons why it was so highly regarded. I remember I actually made a a montage video of my kids playing Elden Ring. If I can find it, I might upload it again, because it was on my other channel that I need to fix. Yeah, I mean, it was a cool open world game, just not for me. Gaming, I'm gonna play Hitman. Alright, final piece of news for today, and this one will probably make some of you chuckle a little. But the hack that happened to Take-Two has had a detrimental effect on Take-Two. It's been really damaging. So damaging that the GTA leak raises Take-Two Interactive stock value by over $1 billion. I don't think the hackers actually got their intended outcome from this, and I think Take-Two turned around and I think they benefited quite handsomely off this one. So what I'm doing at the moment, gaming, in regards to my streaming, I'm setting up I'm basically going through my old YouTube channel, and I'm clearing out a bunch of the content that got it flagged in the first place. There's a lot of videos. I really should have started ages ago. I've been quite lazy. I'm also setting up a Twitch channel as well. Fresh Twitch channel. I mean, you're already following that Twitch channel. I just need to get all the banners and everything set up, which my son is making. In terms of streaming on this channel for games, that's probably going to stop because it just hurts the channel too much. It reduces the average numbers of views and everything, and it's just hurt the channel a lot in terms of just improving and gaining viewership. So I'm going to be streaming on a different YouTube channel and a different Twitch channel at the same time. And the only thing I'll be doing here when it comes to gaming is if there's anything that's sponsored specifically. And even that, once the other channel grows and gets more traction, we'll move over there as well. But for the time being, if I'm streaming something here that's gaming, it will be a sponsored stream of sorts. I mean, PC gamers are playing games like Repo and stuff like this, you know. There's loads of games for PC gamers to play. They've got such a massive choice. Lethal Company is another one. Like, there's lots of games that they play that are in this vein, that in this, you know, multiplayer field. So it's not surprising that GTA doesn't do that well. Whereas console gamers don't have that. They're very restricted in what they can play multiplayer. That's true too. Most of them are in roleplay servers. Whereas I remember a friend of mine who bought a tank on GTA 5, I think it was. Went in, started shooting everything. I think then he got it blown up or something. And I don't know if he could get it back. I think it was a one-time thing. Devastator, that's a good question. Do you guys want me to start earlier on Thursday like I did last time because of the presentation of 2039? Or should we just do it around 7:30 and then we can just watch it then? I'm happy to start earlier. The stream starts at 6 or whatever it is that they're going to show for 2039. So I can be live from 5:30 and then again something like 7 o'clock, we'll call it a day. 7:30. It is just a single game stream. They're just going to be it's going to be a first look, probably like half an hour, on 2039, and that's it. It's not going to showcase any other game. It is Microsoft's first... it's their first format of this kind, a first look format, so this is the first time they're doing it. And so you can expect more of this kind down the road, but this is their first time to see how it goes. So yeah, I think it's only going to be 2039. I don't expect there to be anything else. I don't think it's a showcase. It is literally just the first look at 2039. But hey. I suspect so, Navy. I suspect so. And see, that's the thing. If it's Game Pass Day 1, Navy, why am I going to buy it? This is why Game Pass is just too good. It's just too good of a service. There is that. Maybe they'll Ubisoft are going to do their own thing. And Helix still thinks that the PC, Helix is going to get the same dashboard as Xbox app on PC. Oh well. Look at that, man. Walmart Canada. Look at that lineup of games. That's crazy. Imagine that for like 1 year. We're getting 4 of these. But imagine if these two landed as well in this year. Whoo! What a year. That would be... You know, Xbox has a lot of games, man. They got a lot of games. A lot of good games. You know, 5 out of 6 of these games are like top tier. You know, the one... Forza, Halo, Fable, Blade, State of Decay. You know, those are the ones that people care about. No one cares about this random skull thing over here. But it's looking good. And it continues, right? Clockwork Revolution, day 1 on Game Pass. OD, whatever happened, whatever's going on with that. Elder Scrolls 6, Kiln. Some big games. Ah, Navy, they don't need games to promote. Microsoft is promoting it for them. This is the part that's annoying. Microsoft finally have their shit together, and they just threw it all away. Like, what the hell? Chili wanting a ban? What's Chili saying? I bet I endorse what he's saying. I know, Blade. Yes, Blade. Yes, Chili. Of course. No ban for Chili. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, fucking idiot. Dreamcast guy. Xbox admits it. Admits Game Pass failed. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. New leak says it is too expensive. That one actually seems interesting. Let's have a look at this one, the Marathon one. I actually like Marathon. It's a good game. Let's have a look at this one video, and then we'll call it a day there. See what he's talking about.
Look, whether
Pedal my way back.
What the hell? Alright, I just want to maximize it. Share the screen. Alright, so this is Bungie needs to say something about Marathon. She didn't actually fully put a new team together. The 2 people that she hired for, one of them was specifically only for Fable, and the other one was for another game. It's not so much well, it's not so much the Fable one was specific to Fable only. The other one was a bit more broad, covering a few of the games coming out this year. So we'll see what happens there. They didn't really set up a team, as people originally assumed.
Look, whether they want to or not, Bungie's going to have to address the player numbers in Marathon. Yes, the dreaded player count conversation, but listen, not in the way that you might think. No, this is not Concord 2. No, this is not High Guard.
See, what I don't get is, the player count is only on Steam, right? But Bungie have already revealed that they had a massive number of people playing on consoles. So, I don't know if that's still the case. But Steam isn't the be-all and end-all. And I feel like this game is more engineered towards console players, more kind of thing. Because, well, why wouldn't it be? But, I don't know.
Have an advantage in their corner. Both Concord and High Guard did not have the advantage of time to make significant changes and adjustments. But with Marathon's current trajectory...
Did you guys know that the 4090 that I was supposed to get was sent to Reforged? That's why he can play games looking this good. The betrayal was real there. He actually sent it to Reforged Gaming.
Time is honestly running out, and this is not doomsday talk. This is just basic reality of how a game like Marathon will simply stop functioning when the player numbers get too low. More importantly than the player numbers, we have new info about the budget. And listen,
I thought about that, Ghosty, and I decided that I'm willing to take that chance. Only this once. And I'll probably edit it out at the end of the stream. See, he sent him 50,000 too. He pretty much sent him 3 Threadrippers. I knew he bought them for something. Sent him a Threadripper PC.
I know folks are fatigued with this conversation, but so am I. It would be a lot easier and a lot more exciting to be like, hey, I was wrong, the game's crushing it. I don't like knowing that long-standing members of my community and this channel or fans of Destiny and Marathon are basically facing something that they enjoy, something they were looking forward to, just not surviving. But the reality is staring us straight in the face. So to be clear, this is not an I told you so. This is not even a victory lap. This is a wake-up call, not just to the players and the fans of Marathon, but to Bungie themselves. If at any point during this video you like it, hit like and subscribe. And before we can look at the new confirmation about the budget, we do need to talk about the numbers and what it means for those who are actively trying to play Marathon right now. While much blood has been spilled over the Steam charts, it is safe to say that after a month since its release, Marathon has yet to see player decline slow down. Each week has seen a worrying combination where the peaks continue to hit record lows and the valleys continue to hit record lows as well. At this time, when I recorded this on Thursday the 9th of April, the game hit a new record low on Steam of 7,765 players. And you have to realize, when looking at a number that low...
7,000 is low. That said though, I think Destiny dropped at one point to below 1,000, right? That's bad for Destiny. So, I don't know. Maybe the Bungie magic just isn't there anymore. I also feel like the overall kind of desire for these sorts of games, multiplayer games, MMOs in general, I feel like they're kind of waning as people just don't have the time to dedicate to them anymore.
According to sources at Bungie themselves, this is roughly 70% of the player population. It's where the population lives, basically. So PlayStation and Xbox have even less people playing than that number. Imagine trying to play on console with less than 7,000...
How do you know? How do you know that PlayStation and Xbox has less people playing? No numbers have been revealed. How do you know?
1,000 people playing if you've turned off crossplay, which in a game like this, many people have turned that off. More than that, small regions have already started complaining about matchmaking, and that was like 2 weeks ago when that started. Since then, more and more complaints have surfaced about matchmaking taking too long, and then the matches end up being laggy. There are not really game as a flop statements being made by haters. These are statements being made by people that are trying to play the game 1 month into the release, and they're frustrated because they were playing and now it's getting more difficult. And that's the real problem. Even for the folks that are trying to play and enjoy this game, the current trends are headed to a place where you just will not be able to reliably play this game. Matchmaking times will get longer and longer, and matches will become full of region mismatched players. That leads to higher ping. That leads to the integrity of the PvP aspects just becoming unbearable. And that's just for the people that are...
This is what I was saying earlier regarding Marathon, right? It's stuck in a hard place at the moment because at the beginning it was very casual friendly, but then the sweats came in and the skill barrier was really high because what they've done here is instead of making it as simple as it needs to be, they've made it quite complicated. You can add different mods to your weapons and different stuff and, you know, augment your weapons, and you can, if you're on PC, for example, you get to see your, but you know, people's bags a lot faster. You can transfer stuff way quicker. Console gamers cannot keep up with PC gamers. But then you can turn off crossplay. And if you turn off crossplay, you're only limited to your own platform. So if you're on PlayStation, well, I don't know how many, I suspect PlayStation players are playing it, but they're not really a multiplayer, you know, group of people. Then you've got Xbox. Are they into extraction shooters? They might be. But they'll probably play crossplay because they don't want to take that off. And then at the end of the day, then you go back to the whole situation where you're just getting owned by people with better weapons and equipment because they can just do it faster than you. They can change things quicker than you. It's the old problem that Destiny had, where when you went in and saw the raids, I was watching Aztecross do one of the raids. That guy was hot swapping builds mid like round. You've got save states that you can do with your you got loadouts. That's the word I'm looking for. But on console, it takes a little while to load the menu. Then you have to kind of go to the section, click it on it, apply it, and then get out. On PC, you can do that in like 2 seconds. Less than that even. On console, it takes forever. So you're always at a disadvantage when it comes to these type of games. So, I don't know. If they dumb it down, they're going to lose the people that are playing it already. If they don't dumb it down, they're not really letting any of the people in that want to give it a try. Because it's not free to play. You're asking people to pay money for a game that they may not like. And we all know Sony's refund policy. After you've played the game, just because you don't like it doesn't mean you're going to get a refund for it.
Actually playing. This game is fresh out of the gate, and it's not growing. It's not pulling in new players. Forbes' Paul Tassi confirmed that 1.2 million sales number from Alenia was an accurate number. He also stated in his recent article about this game that it, quote, needs more players. It needs to stop losing players, and it needs to make money going forward from its micro...
Ghosty, I prefer Marathon over Rainbow Six. Well, I did, until it became, like, high stakes. I'm playing on a controller, even on if I'm using the PC or PlayStation, regardless. But once I started to see that the skill barrier was just there's a stark difference between people on keyboard and mouse and controller. There's it's the incentive to continue playing is not there.
Transactions.
So I stopped.
And this is related to the smoking gun.
But I did enjoy what
from
I
his
played.
new article. In the wake of the game's
Power
launch, many
Boss.
theories and projections were thrown out about Marathon's budget. Given how long the game was in development and how big Bungie is and how high their production costs are,
I
it was hard to
disagree,
believe
Power
this game
Boss. At the
was made
beginning
very
it was.
cheaply, especially in light of the marketing, the huge and high-caliber voice acting cast, the delay of the game, and the settlement with Anti-Real, the artist that they stole from. Well, according to Paul Tassi, who claims to have confirmed this budget with his sources at Bungie, Marathon's budget was over $200 million, likely more than $250 million. He goes on to say that, quote, that does not include ongoing costs for maintenance and new content now. Remember, one of his previous reports indicated that nothing was changing with the content plans going forward. They were just going to keep going.
250 million, Jesus. That's because of all the reboots and the redos and everything they did. This game had a horrible development lifecycle. Ghosty, that's 100% correct, right? And this is why earlier today I was talking to one of the gacha content creators, and they were like, man, you got all these amazing gacha games coming out, Mongil, you got Azure Promilia, you got NTE, you got Ananta, you got this, you got that, you got Silver Palace, and all of this. And I'm like, yeah, but why am I going to stop playing a game I've played for 2 years now to start fresh on another game that I don't even know if I'm going to like or not? And why am I going to even do that? Why am I just going to drop something that I'm enjoying, that I've got 2 years invested in, to move over to something brand new and drop my game, because you can't play every game. You can't play every gacha game. Right? And it's the same thing here. Like, I totally get your point here. If you've got the game that you're normally playing, you might dive into Marathon and give it a try, and, you know, during the honeymoon phase, but you're not going to drop the game that you played. It's like Destiny and The Division. They've kind of cemented that kind of genre. So if a new one comes out, no one really is going to go there, because people aren't going to stop 2,000 hours, 3,000 hours worth of game time and move to something else. They're just not going to throw that time away. That's why, you know, when people move from one MMO to another, it's so difficult, because they've got so much time invested. Like, when I left Final Fantasy XI, it was so hard for me to leave 7 years of gaming behind me. That was pretty much the only game I played for 7 years. And you know, to just drop it and move on to a different MMO was so difficult. And even today, I still want to go back to 11 and play it. But you don't have that connection you do with that first game with the other games. I don't know. It's weird.
Going. So you have to consider what this means. While the game is actively bleeding players and heading towards daily numbers that will make basic matchmaking functioning not really work, they are also then adding to that budget exceeding $250 million. In other words, they are continually spending more and more money on a game that is getting less and less engagement. I cannot see this not causing internal panic at Bungie at some level. How can you possibly justify continued bandwidth and resources for a game headed to a status of barely functioning? But listen, there's a glimmer of hope, okay? Albeit it's a very dim glimmer, but hope nonetheless.
It does, Woodpit. Every game does this, right? Every game cannibalizes itself. You've got Souls-like games. You get one or two really good ones, and people love them, and then out of the blue, you've got 500 of them coming out, and everyone wants a piece of that pie. You've got roguelike games. You've got a couple that do really damn well, and then you've got 500 of them coming out that all want a piece of that pie. Even look at the gacha scene. Genshin Impact shook the world with its new formula. And the new game that came out recently, Arknight's Enfield, the director openly said, doing the same thing that people are doing right now isn't working. They're not getting the revenue that they want, and gacha games are shutting down, or the newer ones are not doing well. Because people aren't leaving the ones that they are playing to move over to the new one. So they have to do something unique, something different, something exciting, something that says, man, that looks amazing, I want that. And just showing skin on anime girls isn't enough anymore.
has been regularly tweeting about the game, and when he spoke about the Duo Q experiment sort of coming to an end, he indicated something else in the very near future. He said that, quote, there will be a new experimental queue starting on April 15th at 10 Pacific. More details about this queue coming next week. And first you might think, well, maybe there's another Duo Q test coming, but look at the rest of the tweet. Look what he says when he concludes. He says, in regards to experiments, we have a new experimental queue we'll be running starting on April the 14th. We'll have more information on this queue within the next week and look forward to you joining us again to help us learn more about additional features we're interested in adding to our game. Thanks again for helping us evolve this game. There's that word evolve. He used similar verbiage about the plans evolving when he said that an item would be coming to the game as like a merciful option for teams when they're fighting. So I'm not making a prediction here. I'm not claiming to have any inside information, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if this new experiment was something in the vein of like a PvE mode or PvE only. Well, why is that? Well, it's the only possible player type of infusion that they could hope for. And that's the real catch-22, because your most ardent fans are insisting that such a change or such an option would ruin the game. But does their opinion really matter if the player numbers are hitting thresholds that just can't be sustained? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Many have suggested to make the game free to play or to offer a free weekend. Now, I replied to this notion on Twitter and I pointed out how, listen, the server slam was free and the player numbers almost immediately plummeted and never really recovered. I was told that was because, well, none of the progress carried over, but I continued to say, through the weekend of a free server slam, you were not getting new people to jump back in to replace the people who had stopped playing. I concluded very simply that the reason that happened was, well, it's the game. It's not an appealing game. You don't have a lot of interest. If you don't make fundamental changes or adjustments, you simply won't get anyone to give this game a second glance. Anything in the vein of free to play or like a free to play weekend, that has to come after drastic removal of rough edges. And look, I know I said I was giving you a glimmer of hope, but I have to level with you about this game's future. This game, in my opinion, has been a dead man walking since 2025 after that initial showcase. Virtually every metric I have checked since then has been nothing but decline. My own videos covering it, other creators' videos, the official Marathon YouTube channel's videos. I remember people kept coming to me and saying, but the morale has changed. People are more positive about the game. And I kept pointing out that the viewership on those videos was not very high. It seemed as if they had lost the public's attention. The public simply stopped caring or paying enough attention to this game for it to have a strong...
Here's the thing though, where have the Destiny players gone? Because Destiny numbers have plummeted, right? Destiny numbers have, let's go to Steam charts. On PC. Right? They've plummeted. Look at it. It was in the 7,000s, right? That's ridiculous. Just look at it in 2024. It was... That's crazy. These were the gains it was getting. It's always been like a decent number, but you can see the sharp decline. And, you know, that's when they got their DLC update. And then it's just, they got their last patch update and that's it. It's just been on a constant decline. But where are these players going? Because they're not playing Destiny anymore. Hell, even As the Cross isn't playing... Oh wait, you can't see what I'm talking about. This is what I'm referring to. There you go. The numbers are pretty bad. You know, when we were talking about 100,000, 60,000, the numbers have been declining for quite some time. But they've never been this bad. They've never been that bad. So these players here clearly have moved over to Marathon. And a lot of Destiny players that I've seen have been enjoying Marathon or are making it their new home. I don't know. This doesn't look good for Bungie. This doesn't look good for Bungie. Because both their games now are suffering badly. And it's on Sony to fix it. And I don't think Sony is going to fix it. And if Marathon fails, I think they're just going to shut it down.
Strong launch. If there was a big potential audience for this game, it never really got a chance because they shot the game in the leg with their showcase. When the alpha, they...
The latest expansion wasn't very good. Well, DLC update they had wasn't very good. And then they added basically a copy and paste event, the Guardian Games, which is literally a copy and paste event that they did last time. And then from what I've heard, they've monetized it even more to try and get people to spend more money, because that's definitely a good way to try and get people to come back to the game. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're just cannibalizing their own stuff at the moment. I did. It's just a delay in the stream.
Decided to quickly make it viewable.
No, the next update got delayed. So where they were supposed to have an update once every 4 months, now they're getting an update once every 8 or 9 months. It's crazy.
To the public, and then the art theft. People felt like they had seen enough, and they started looking elsewhere. I made a video back then, and I titled it, Bungie Killed Marathon. And sadly, it feels more and more that I was right. Now, I originally wanted to call that video Death by Hubris, because I fundamentally think that is what has led to almost all of Bungie's problems. I've watched this company for over 10 years, pretty much the entire time that I've been creating content. I've been both up close to the company, and I've observed them from afar. And their overconfident, self-righteous arrogance was at times intoxicating. It was even infectious. But like all infections, eventually, it spreads, and it causes irreparable harm, claiming victims in its wake like a poison. So while I might be one of the earliest casualties of Bungie's hubris, it looks like Marathon could be the last, and maybe even the studio itself. But those are just my thoughts. And
I mean, he ain't wrong. He is not wrong. I mean, there is something that I remember seeing. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. I think I've shown this before, but maybe I haven't. So let's have a watch of this. This is really, I think this really sums up everything that I've been saying in regards to Bungie and their situation and what's going on. And then we'll think. But yeah, it's this one over here. This is, I think this sums up Bungie in a nutshell.
He-Man! He-Man! The Bungie bullshit has hit the fan!
Hey, Condros.
We're not doing this right now. Not on my farm run.
He-Man! You won't believe it! Bungie have fucked up again!
I can absolutely believe that.
He-Man! It's the one thing we didn't want to happen!
Oh wow, the company that routinely fucks up again.
But this is a new low. Bungie has spread their asshole like Liddy Phillips and MDMA on this fucking trap.
Hasn't it been like 8 months since you last talked about Destiny? What spurred this on?
What? I've been fucking busy, okay?
Doing what?
Oh, you know. What? Mirvata! Mirgete Cavario and Condor Pasa! Move! Move! It's not important.
Skeletor, I haven't even played the game in like a year. I'm gonna have no idea what you're talking about. Just go back to playing that weird hentai game of yours.
It's not a hentai game!
Whatever you say, buddy.
What are you even doing in there?
Having fun.
Motherfucker, are you playing a game that rewards your time and effort?
Maybe.
No, hell no! You get out here right now, mister, and suffer like the rest of us!
If I do, will you leave me alone?
Only until the next time this shit happens.
So next update.
Probably, yeah.
Fine. Well, I've been gone a while, so speedrun me through this. How was Edge of Fate?
Bad.
And the new systems?
Cool in concept.
But
Well, it forces you into the worst power grind this game has ever had.
how bad?
Destiny 1 bad.
Ooh, and how's the community responded?
How do you fucking think?
What about that new portal thing?
That fuckwhat's the reason there's nothing to do except grind solo ops.
Well, what about Gambit? Yeah, that was a dumb question, I know. How about the new raid instead?
It's the wanky little cousin of Salvation's Edge.
So, no loot, bullet sponge bosses, and overcomplicated mechanics.
And 70% of the teams that beat contest mode cheated.
What?
Which brings us all to this fucking twat! Bungie are raw-dogging the entire community by nerfing solo ops across the board like it's my fault that they designed the system this way, only for the bastards to get post-nut clarity and punish us for playing optimally. What else are we meant to do? You designed the system! And I don't know how the fuck you managed to turn an MMO into a single-player game, but I don't want to farm solo ops. But it's all we can do because you don't reward us for doing anything else. And you can't act proud when you're saying you're giving us new content when all you're doing is regurging legacy content, making us all wonder why it wasn't there in the first fucking place. And I'm sure you'll run it all back on some future twab, but actions speak louder than words, Bungie, and these changes are as welcome to the community as Kanye is at a bar mitzvah. Oh, but don't worry, because we're listening. Really, because you don't fucking act like it. All you've done is shit the bed, so why not piss in it as well? All I'm trying to say is stop giving me reasons to not play your game!
So, different people are running the show.
But it's the same old Bungie.
And that's all of the problems?
Oh no, that just covers these 2 paragraphs on the twab. I haven't even mentioned the power reset, unstable cores, the economy, the story...
Stop. I get it, okay? Destiny is really shit right now. Why don't we change subjects? What about that marathon thing I heard so much about?
Well...
The fuck do you mean Marathon isn't fixing anything, Jenkins? That is the one thing it was meant to do.
Sir, our entire art department is in a creative holocaust right now.
What? All because we accidentally stole someone's art?
I wouldn't say stole, sir. More like we colonized it.
Oh, come on now. Can't we just make up some bullshit that it was an ex-employee or something?
Sir, this is like the 4th or 5th time we've been caught doing this.
Oh, come now, Jenkins. I mean, I've never even heard of this anti-real.
But sir, you and the entire art team follow her on Twitter.
Oh, that means... Nothing.
Sir, this entire situation makes it seem like we're not sorry about stealing. More like we're sorry we got caught.
Exactly, Jenkins. Never take the blame, redirect, and fail to be better. That's the Bungie way of doing things.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but Sony is on the line.
They're pissed, aren't they? Yes. Well, bugger. Status report.
Sir, it appears that the entire community relationships department just blew up.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, we never used it in the first place.
Sir, the entire company appears to be collapsing. I don't think morale can go any lower.
Oh, it can.
Well, for those that don't know, the one on the left is supposed to be Pete Parsons, the previous CEO, and the one on the right is Duncan, who is basically who took the reins off Pete Parsons.
Oh, what do we do now, sir?
Well, you know what they say, Duncan. A good captain always goes down of his ship. Which is why I'm promoting you.
But sir,
Don't worry, Duncan. I may not have my golden parachute anymore, but I've got something even better. My trusty golden submarine.
But sir, we haven't tested it yet.
When have we tested anything ever, Duncan? Now off I go. Plagiarism will make me God.
But sir.
Lord Bungo, away!
Yeah, and apparently Pete's gone as well now.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. Oh, shit, the new TWAP just came out.
And?
They're running it all back.
Well, that's good, right?
What? Like we should be happy that they're running back on some stupid shit that they shouldn't have done in the first place? No. You can't just back out of Poland, Hitler. We saw what you did.
Well, until they get their shit together, I guess all you can have is, well, faith that someone at Bungie is listening.
What? You think faith is gonna make some Bungie employee just fall out of the sky?
This guy is really good. There's one section here.
Make me God!
So for those that didn't get the reference to this picture here, Pete Parsons invited around 30 people, I believe, around his house from Bungie. And then to show off his car collection. I think he had like 20, 30 vintage cars. And the very next day, Pete Parsons, the people that he invited round to his house to show his vintage cars, he fired all of them. So he basically invited them round to show them, hey, look what I've got, and you guys are about to lose your jobs. He was a nasty, nasty person. But yeah, that's the context for this picture. Imagine having that goal to invite people round, employees round to your property to show off your vintage car, and then basically the next day say, right, all of you that went to my house, you're all fired. Oh, what a guy. But folks, that's it. That's the stream for today. I hope you had fun. I hope it was enjoyable. And I will see you all on Thursday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do an early stream, since it is likely going to be just the one game. Probably just start at the regular time. But we'll see. You'll know when my placeholder goes up. Sayori looks so good. Alright, man. That's going to be it for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the show, do consider leaving a like, a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, folks. I'll see you next time. I'm out.